I think that perhaps it is appropriate for us to start with goddess Nimna,
Mm-hmm.
because she's an ancient Sumerian goddess, which, first time we heard about her is probably 4000 BC or BCE, before the Common Era, before Christ. And she's almost this original goddess, which was very in the West at least, which is always portrayed with her hand extended, giving the fruit of life and fruit of knowledge to humanity. And next to her, there is a tree of life and tree of knowledge with a upright serpent, and some people interpret it as either kundalini or DNA, rising. So obviously she's associated with many mythological stories, and also more alternative stories such as the Anunnaki and so on, as the goddess that somehow was um, mm, associated with giving deeper wisdom to humanity. So I would like to know, whether what was her reading? Is she really this fantastic goddess, or maybe there's
Uh-huh. Let's find out. So here we are. This is the Revelations. So Ninmah, the goddess of wisdom. And it's fascinating because there is a couple of beings that we've revealed, and I think we've done one episode that we call avatars. Those are the beings that are coming in that are absolutely integrated beings, right? They come from, most likely from other dimensions. This is not an experience that they gain in this reality. So in the case of Ninmah, and again, the scale goes from 0 to 1,000, right? So 1,000 being a fully illuminated being. She came in, she incarnated at a frequency of 1,000. She
Wow.
was born at the frequency of 1,000. So again, this is a perfect representation of somebody who we can call an avatar. In this case, it's a goddess, right? And her overall frequency was a frequency of 1,000. Now, we're going to look at all the other aspects. She viewed health through the lens of 1,000. And health is body, mind, and soul connection. Finances, 250, neutrality, or another way we're referring to it is observation, right? Now, or objectivity. Creativity is all about what inspires a person, right? And what inspired her and how she was able to take action and create. And in her case, it's a frequency of 1,000.
Wow.
Amazing, right? Relationships she viewed through the lens of 1,000 also. Now, this is the interesting part, interesting point, personal growth, which is very much related to Mary Magdalene. We're not going to cover her today, but we've talked about her in the past, because personal growth for Ninmah is 0, and it's reference to the 0-point field. So she's the creator and then transmuter of whatever she was creating, right? Going into nothing and birthing out of nothing everything, right? At the same time.
That's super interesting. Because she's the creator goddess, right? So
Exactly. Philanthropy, 1,000. Intuition, 1,000. Now, we also have incorporated the different aspects of intelligence, the IQ, how she viewed intellect. And these numbers are slightly different than Mary Magdalene's numbers, but in her case, IQ she viewed through the lens of love, 500. EQ, the emotional intelligence, which we often reference to, is far more superior than the intellect, right? It's the intelligence, the divine intelligence that flows through. And for her, it's 900. Also, the illuminated state. SQ, 1,000, the social quotient, right? How she felt being in the presence of others, right? And AQ, the adversity quotient. And for her, it was 700. Again, this illuminated way of being. Or dealing with challenges that came up. She 100% enjoyed her role. She was in her ego 17%, again, very similar number, or the same exact number as Mary Magdalene. Her inferior ego was 51, so pretty balanced. She was very present at 100%, integrity 100%, 100% in full integrity to herself and others. So she created at 1,000 frequency in full integrity, self-awareness and clarity, 100%. She was absolutely real, self-realized, actualized, alignment with divine purpose and personal purpose, 100%. compassion 100%, empathy 100%, energy purity 100%. And she embodied the 13th dimension. And this is where we're seeing actually avatars, what we call the avatars, are embodying that at 1,000 frequencies, the 13th dimension.
That's super interesting. Thank you so much. If I just comment, because, you know,
Yes,
in
please.
mythologies and stories, sometimes she's associated, you know, with other beings. And in those stories, she had to fight them off, malevolent beings, because she wants to give this gift of humanity, the gift of wisdom to humanity. So she actually had to fight off malevolent beings, right? So she had to be completely in her integrity, you know, to give this gift to us. You know, it's almost like a creatrix. So that confirms the story. So that I'm really, really happy with this.
Oh, good. Okay, wonderful.